But the real reason why none of this stuff works pretty much is because the Home Office doesn't work. Lee Anderson today was questioning a couple of Home Office officials, senior Home Office officials, I should say, people who should know what the hell is going on. I mean, what you will now see, I tell you what, is absolutely mind-boggling. You will be shocked. Have a look at this.
Put foreign offenders aside and Albanians aside, just forget about those numbers. How many people travelling on small boats that's been refused asylum have been sent to a third country or back to their own country over the past 3 years?
I don't think we have.
I think we'll write to the committee with those numbers, Mr. Anderson.
That's staggering. That's actually
Okay,
then let's do it for the last year.
I don't have a number for non-Albanian, non-FNOs.
Perhaps they might be able to help you.
Let's do last week then.
Do we have any figures about anything?
No? Yes.
In the last 6 months, just how many in the last 6 months?
As Simon said, there are charter flights and other ways of doing returns the whole time, constantly, and we can give you whatever timeline
and
return period you'd like.
People who are coming here who are being refused asylum, because I'm sure there's a few. How many was sent back last month?
Incoming.
We'll write to you with those numbers.
I mean, I'm sorry. That is one of the most ludicrous, I think, pieces of footage I've ever seen from any committee ever in the history of Parliament. You know, these guys, it's not as if there's a big number they have to add up. They won't need probably more than the fingers of both their hands to tell him how many people have been deported, because they're not deporting anyone. Every time they try and put anybody on a plane, chances are they don't go anywhere. The Albanians have done a deal, so yes, some Albanians will be going. As he said, can you tell me who else is going outside of Albania? And they're literally clueless.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
It's incredible, Mike, watching that. My jaw is only just picked up the floor, because it's unbelievable. The people who are running the Home Office. This isn't sort of the Department for Paperclips.
No.
This is the Home Office. One of the most important government departments, and they don't know those fundamental numbers. And Lee Anderson, I mean, you know, we're probably on different wings of the Conservative Party, me and him, but good for him, because that's democracy.
Yes.
Where you've got elected politicians holding these civil servants to account. I think it's shown to a lot of people that a lot of civil servants simply haven't got a clue.
Well, I mean, I put that out on Twitter earlier today, and the reaction from ordinary members of the public was staggering. They just went, how on earth is it possible that this is how they operate? They've got 4 people sitting behind them, as they always do in these kind of hearings, and supposedly those would be the people handing the pieces of paper. But this guy's flicking through his notes as if he's actually looking for something. No, everybody knows he's not looking for anything, because everybody knows the answer is probably 0.
Yeah,
and that's the bottom line. And everyone has also said to me, if I turned up at work for a meeting with the board, or if I turned up at work for a meeting with my bosses, and that was the way I was able to answer their questions, you'd be out of a job tomorrow.
You would be. And look, I'm not expecting these people to know every single figure related to their
something,
brief,
though.
But for them to be going into that select committee, knowing that people like Lee Anderson are on that panel, surely at that point, their advisors and the people around them would have said, you're probably going to be asked about the amount of people that have been sent back, that have arrived. At least have that figure to hand, at least have it in your binder so that you can turn to it. And I just think it shows, really, that there isn't much joined-up thinking at the very top of government, and that's a real indictment, I think, of the way that our country's run right now.
Yeah, well, I think that is the absolute tragedy of our reality, because we are simply now being run by civil servants, and government departments are bereft of kind of any talent, really, in terms of ministerial talent.